That sound, you know the one. The high-pitched ringing that follows you into a quiet room, the buzzing that won't let you sleep, the tone that no one else can hear, but you can't stop hearing. If you've been living with tinnitus, you already know how exhausting it is. The doctors tell you to manage it, the internet tells you to buy expensive supplements, and none of it actually works. But today, I want to show you something different, something that takes less than 5 minutes, something your own two hands can do, something rooted in thousands of years of traditional medicine, and now backed by modern research. A single pressure point that many tinnitus sufferers have used to find relief, sometimes within minutes of applying it. Stay with me for the next 30 minutes, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand why your ears ring, what is actually happening in your body, and how this technique works, step by step, so you can use it today, tonight, and every single day going forward. Make sure you watch until the end, because in the final section, I'm going to show you a full guided 10-minute session you can follow along with right now. But real quick before we dive in, if you're new here, welcome. This channel is all about giving you honest, practical health information that actually helps you make better decisions for yourself and your family. We are on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers, and every single person who joins this community genuinely matters to us. So if you find today's video helpful, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it means the absolute world to us. Okay, now let's really get into it. Segment 2. What is tinnitus? Before we talk about the solution, we need to understand the problem. Tinnitus is not a disease. I want you to hear that clearly. Tinnitus, pronounced either tinnitus or tinnitus, both are correct, is a symptom. It is your body's way of telling you that something is out of balance. Inside your ear, there are thousands of tiny hair cells called cilia. These microscopic cells vibrate in response to sound waves and send electrical signals to your auditory nerve, which then travels to your brain for processing. When these hair cells are damaged by loud noise, aging, medications, or poor circulation, they can begin firing signals randomly. Your brain receives these random signals and interprets them as sound. That sound is tinnitus. Now, what causes this damage or malfunction? The most common triggers include: number 1, noise-induced damage. Concerts, machinery, headphones at high volume. Even a single loud event can trigger tinnitus that lasts a lifetime. Number 2, age-related hearing loss, also called presbycusis. As we age, those delicate cilia naturally deteriorate. Number 3, jaw and neck tension. This one surprises people. Your temporomandibular joint, the TMJ, shares nerve pathways with your auditory system. Tension in your jaw, neck, or upper shoulders can directly affect what you hear. Number 4, stress and anxiety. When your nervous system is in a constant state of fight or flight, blood flow to the inner ear is reduced and neural sensitivity is heightened. This alone can cause or worsen tinnitus significantly. Number 5, eustachian tube dysfunction. The tube that connects your middle ear to your throat can become blocked or dysfunctional, causing pressure changes that manifest as ringing. Number 6, circulatory issues. Jikon. Poor blood flow to the cochlea starves those hair cells of the oxygen and nutrients they need to function. Here's what's important. Most mainstream treatments focus on masking the sound: white noise machines, hearing aids, sound therapy. These can help, but they do nothing to address the underlying imbalances in your body. That's where acupressure comes in. Segment 3. What is acupressure? Acupressure is a healing practice that originated in traditional Chinese medicine over 3,000 years ago. It operates on the same principles as acupuncture, but instead of needles, you use your own fingers and hands. In TCM, the body contains a network of energy channels called meridians. Think of them like rivers of energy flowing through your body. When these rivers flow freely, you are healthy. When they become blocked or disrupted, you experience symptoms: pain, fatigue, ringing in the ears. Pressing specific points along these meridians is believed to restore the flow of energy, called qi, pronounced chi, reduce tension, improve circulation, and signal the nervous system to calm down. Now, I know some of you are skeptical, and that's perfectly reasonable. So let's talk about what modern science actually says. A study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that acupuncture, and by extension, acupressure, applied to points around the ear and neck produced statistically significant reductions in tinnitus loudness and distress scores compared to sham treatment. Research from Beijing University of Chinese Medicine demonstrated that stimulating specific auricular, meaning ear-related points, activated the auditory cortex and reduced hyperactivity in the neural pathways associated with phantom sound perception. And a 2021 systematic review in Frontiers in Neuroscience concluded that acupuncture and acupressure showed promising results for subjective tinnitus management, particularly in reducing severity and improving sleep quality. The science is not conclusive yet. More large-scale trials are needed, but the early evidence is genuinely compelling, and for many people who have tried everything else, this has been a turning point. I'm not here to tell you this is a guaranteed cure. I want to be honest with you. Tinnitus is complex, and no single technique eliminates it for everyone. But I am here to tell you that this is real, this is safe, this costs nothing, and it has helped thousands of people reduce their symptoms, sometimes dramatically. So let's talk about the specific point. Segment 4. The main pressure point. In traditional Chinese medicine, there is a cluster of 3 pressure points that are considered the most powerful for ear-related conditions. Together, they form what practitioners call the ear gate triangle. Let me introduce each one. Point number 1, SI19, the palace of hearing, small intestine. 19. In Chinese, it's called Ting Gong, literally listening palace. To find it, open your mouth slightly. Feel for the small depression that opens up just in front of your ear canal, right where the jawbone meets the skull. When your mouth is slightly open, this hollow becomes clearly palpable. That's SI19. This point is used specifically for tinnitus, deafness, ear infections, and TMJ disorders. It directly influences the auditory canal and is considered the most important ear point in the entire body. Point number 2, TW21, the ear gate, triple warmer. 21, called men. In Chinese, ear gate, find SI19 first. Now move your finger slightly upward, just above it, still in front of the ear. You'll feel a second, slightly higher depression. That's TW21. This point governs the flow of energy through the entire ear system. It's used for ringing, pain, jaw tension, and headaches that originate from ear dysfunction. Point number 3, GB2, the reunion of hearing, gallbladder. 2, called Ting Hui. Meeting of hearing. Drop below SI19. Open your mouth slightly again. Feel for the depression just below SI19 between the jaw and the ear. That is GB2. This point works on the gallbladder meridian, which runs along the entire side of the head and neck. It helps with ear discharge, dizziness, jaw pain, and tinnitus, especially the low-pitched, dull, ringing variety. Now, you might be thinking, do I have to press all 3? The short answer is, ideally, yes. These 3 points work synergistically, but if you can only focus on one, SI19, the palace of hearing, is your priority point. Let's also cover 2 supporting points that dramatically amplify the effect. Supporting point number 4, TW17, windscreen, located directly behind the earlobe in the depression between the jaw and the mastoid bone. This is TW17, or Yi Feng. Windscreen. This point is used when tinnitus is accompanied by jaw tension, neck stiffness, or a feeling of fullness in the ear. It releases muscular tension around the ear and improves local circulation. Supporting point number 5, KD3, Great Stream. This one is on your foot, the inner ankle. Find the high point of your inner ankle bone. The depression between that bone and your Achilles tendon, that is KD3 or Tai Chi. Great Stream. In TCM, the kidney meridian governs the ears. One of the oldest sayings in Chinese medicine is, "The ears are the openings of the kidneys." Chronic tinnitus, especially in older adults, is often associated with kidney qi deficiency. Stimulating KD3 nourishes the root energy of the auditory system from below. So to summarize the 5 points. 1. Psi 19, Palace of Hearing in front of ear canal. 2. TW 21, ear gate just above SI 19. 3. B2, reunion of hearing just below SI 19. 4. TW 17, windscreen behind the earlobe. 5. KD3, great stream, inner ankle. Now let me show you exactly how to press them. Segment 5, the technique. Acupressure is not about pressing as hard as you can. That's a common mistake. The goal is firm, steady, penetrating pressure. Not pain. Here are the core principles. Principle 1, use the right finger. For facial points like SI19, TW21, and GB2, use the pad of your index or middle finger. For TW17 behind the ear, use your middle finger. For KD3, use your thumb. Principle 2, apply gradually. Don't jab. Press in slowly over 3 to 5 seconds until you reach a moderate pressure. You should feel a dull ache, warmth, or a slight singing sensation at the point. In Chinese medicine, this sensation is called de qi, arrival of energy. It means you've found the right spot. Principle 3, hold the pressure. Once you reach the right depth, hold for 1 to 3 minutes per point without moving. Breathe slowly and deeply while you hold. Principle 4, release slowly. Don't release suddenly. Ease the pressure off over 3 to 5 seconds. Principle 5, do both sides. Tinnitus often affects one ear more than the other, but always treat both sides of the face and body. The meridians are bilateral. Principle 6, breathe intentionally. As you hold each point, breathe in through the nose for 4 counts, hold for 2, exhale through the mouth for 6 counts. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system and dramatically enhances the effect. Principle 7, be consistent. Once is helpful. Daily practice is transformational. Aim for 1 session per day, ideally in the morning and or before sleep. Segment 6, what to expect. I want to talk to you honestly about what to expect because I don't want to overpromise. For some people, the ringing reduces noticeably within the first session, sometimes dramatically. This tends to happen when the tinnitus is related to tension, stress, or circulatory restriction, because the technique directly addresses those causes. For others, the effect is more gradual. With daily practice over 2 to 4 weeks, many people report the ringing becoming quieter, less frequent, or, crucially, less bothersome. That last one matters enormously, because tinnitus distress is often what impacts quality of life most. For a smaller number of people, this technique alone won't be sufficient, especially if the tinnitus is caused by permanent nerve damage. In those cases, acupressure can still help with associated symptoms like sleep disruption, anxiety, and hyperawareness. I also want to say this clearly. Please see a doctor if your tinnitus is new, sudden, or accompanied by hearing loss, dizziness, or pain. These can be signs of conditions that need medical attention, including acoustic neuroma, Meniere's disease, or vascular issues. This video is educational. It is not a substitute for medical advice. That said, for the millions of people who have already been evaluated and told there's nothing we can do, this is for you. Segment 7, complementary practices. Acupressure works best as part of a broader approach. Let me give you 5 things that pair powerfully with what we've learned today. 1. Jaw and neck release. Tightness in the masseter muscle, the jaw muscle, and the sternocleidomastoid, the long neck muscle, are underrated drivers of tinnitus. Before your acupressure session, spend 2 minutes gently massaging your jaw in circular motions and rotating your neck side to side. This prepares the tissue. 2. Magnesium supplementation. Magnesium deficiency has been linked to noise-induced tinnitus and auditory nerve excitability. Magnesium glycinate, 200 to 400 milliliters before bed, is gentle on the stomach and may reduce neural hyperactivity over time. Always consult your doctor before starting supplements. 3. Sound therapy, notched audio. Playing background sounds at a low volume, rain, brown noise, nature sounds, during the day reduces the contrast between your inner ringing and external silence. This gives your auditory cortex less reason to amplify the internal signal. 4. Sleep hygiene. Tinnitus and sleep have a vicious relationship. The ringing disrupts sleep, and poor sleep worsens the ringing. Prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, keeping the bedroom cool and dark, and using a fan or white noise machine can break this cycle. 5. Stress reduction practice. As we discussed, a hyperactive sympathetic nervous system amplifies tinnitus. Daily meditation, even 10 minutes, progressive muscle relaxation, or simply a 20-minute walk in nature has measurable effects on tinnitus severity. Your nervous system and your auditory system are deeply connected. Segment 8, guided live session. All right, you've learned the theory. Now let's practice together. Find a comfortable position. Seated in a chair with your feet flat on the floor or lying down. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Unclench your jaw. Take one deep breath in through your nose and let it out slowly through your mouth. Good. We'll work through all 5 points together. I'll guide you on each one. Point 1, SI 19. Bring your index fingers to both sides of your face. Open your mouth slightly. Feel for that depression just in front of each ear canal, right where the jaw meets the skull. Pause. 3 seconds. When you find it, close your mouth gently and begin pressing in, slowly, gradually, until you feel that dull ache or warmth. That's your arrival of energy. Hold the pressure. Breathe with me. In through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2. Out through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat breath cycle 4 to 5 times, approximately 90 seconds. Now slowly release the pressure. Ease off gently. Notice how the area feels. Warm, perhaps slightly tingly. Pause. 5 seconds. Point 2, TDU 21. Move your fingers just slightly upward, 1 finger width above where you just were. Feel for the second depression. Press in slowly. Hold and breathe. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat. 3, 4 times, approximately 60 seconds. Release slowly. Point 3, GB2. Now drop your fingers slightly below SI19, just below and in front of the earlobe. Open your mouth slightly to feel the hollow. Press in, hold, breathe. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat 3, 4 times. Release. Point 4, TW17. Now move your hands behind your ears. Find the soft depression between the earlobe and the bony ridge behind it. Press your middle fingers in gently. This point can be sensitive. Breathe into it. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat 4 times. Release. Point 5, KD3. Finally, bring your attention down to your feet. Reach down or cross one ankle over your knee. Find the inner ankle bone. In the hollow between that bone and the Achilles tendon, press your thumb in firmly. Close your eyes if you'd like. Breathe deeply. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat 4 to 5 times. Hold the pressure and slowly release. Long pause. 10 seconds of silence. Now just sit or lie quietly for a moment. Notice your ears. Notice the sound, or perhaps the space around the sound. Even a small reduction in intensity or a moment of ease is progress. That's your first full session. Living with tinnitus can feel incredibly isolating, but you are not powerless. Your body has the capacity to regulate, to heal, and to find balance. And techniques like this give you a tool to actively participate in that process. Practice this daily. Be patient with yourself. And pay attention to the small changes, because those small changes become big ones over time. If this video helped you, please give it a like. It tells the algorithm that this kind of content matters, and it helps us reach more people who are suffering and searching for answers. Leave a comment below. Tell me, which ear is affected, and how long have you been dealing with tinnitus? I read every comment. Subscribe if you haven't already. I release new wellness videos every week, and check out the video on screen right now. It covers the e-jaw tension and tinnitus connection in detail, including a full neck and jaw release routine that pairs perfectly with what we did today. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.